Hi everybody, guess what? I am officially a deplorable, as described by people that I've known for 10 or 20 years. How many of you out there have experienced something like that? Maybe you've decided that somebody else is deplorable, in which case this video is definitely for you so you can see that perspective, or maybe you realize that other people aren't very much appreciative of your political efforts, and therefore they think that about you. Either way, stay tuned to this video, and by all means, if you get something out of it, share it with your friends, because YouTube is giving no love to this here channel anymore. They used to. Nevertheless, what happened with me? George Floyd, leaked videotape, originally declared it a murder, a heinous murder of the highest order. Now, not so sure. Far more nuanced, I stated, than originally. And I thought that Keith Ellison was a traitor to the nation by keeping this evidence back from the public, which would have greatly, in all likelihood, minimized the riots, at least initially. Now the cat, so to speak, is out of the bag and scratching everything in sight. Keith Ellison's fault, largely. Nevertheless, the fact they saw the video where I stated that I thought it was more nuanced, and now I'm a deplorable. Now I'm no longer anybody that they can talk to. Now I'm somebody who defends the killing of black men. Okay, so we're not supposed to re-examine the evidence. We are just supposed to incriminate somebody, give them the death sentence without evaluating, without a trial. How is this going to go in front of the jury? 12 angry men are going to give him a conviction of second-degree murder that I think there's no chance in heck that you are going to get based on that evidence. But because I state that, because I take a rational view of the world and I examine the evidence and I retract my original statement, I am now a heinous person. I am now a deplorable. Hooray for me! Nevertheless, this is the problem. This is the challenge, that our country is basically not communicating with one another, and we are descending into madness and chaos as exemplified. And this is not just one person, this is about 3 people that have all said the same thing, that how can I possibly do this? And we are descending into madness because they no longer wish to speak with me. I, more than willing to speak with them, but the moment that I do, they just go the ad hominem attack route. As Christopher Hitchens would say, the moment that they pull out the ad hominem attack card, victory is declared. But I don't consider it a victory. What am I victorious in? Am I convincing them to my position? I want our country to heal, to get better. But how can it possibly do so when people are unwilling to talk to one another, when people are unwilling to evaluate the evidence? Now, I know that this happens sometimes on the right. I'm not saying it doesn't. There are people that I've used to read in the Breitbart comments that if I said, hey, Key and Peele are freaking funny people no matter what, they attack you for that. These aren't the type of people you want to talk to. Unfortunately, this type of madness has just engulfed more and more of the left. It's like a darkness, a cancer that continues to spread to members of that faction. And it just starts off on the fringe left. And eventually cancel culture makes it such that you can't speak out. The moment that you can't speak out, that you can't state your views, that you have to subscribe to these other views, people almost get brainwashed into believing them because they refuse to accept the fact that they're too cowardly, too weak, or scared to speak their minds. And eventually this mind virus gets supplanted into them. It just infects them. And now they are unwilling to even re-examine evidence that is placed before them. I asked one of my friends, did you even watch the leaked video camera footage? And he says, no, I don't want to watch him die again. No, that's not what's depicted. It does show him saying, I can't breathe before they put him on the ground, refusing to get in the car, asking to be put on the ground. All these things that cast a little bit of doubt, that shade it just a little differently than the black and white version that they see, not to use that pun, and I see our country descending into chaos, being divided intentionally along racial lines by the media because they think that this is going to win the left the election. I don't think it is. I certainly hope it doesn't. They deserve a good comeuppance, in my opinion. I think that everybody should cancel their subscription to the New York Times, to the Washington Post. I've got a video on that coming up because of the coverage that they are giving. It is evil. It is intentionally dividing us. It is intentionally favoring one faction because they want to get rid of Donald Trump, because they think that Donald Trump's the great evil, despite the fact that he managed to broker a peace deal between the United Arab Emirates and Israel just yesterday. A piece of decent news, I would say. But nevertheless, you're going to continue to concentrate on race. You're going to continue to ignore anything negative that BLM or Antifa does, and just concentrate on when the people that are being assaulted in their homes, regardless of the color, start to fight back, which eventually will happen. You've already seen Antifa invading the suburbs and being escorted away, at the threat of a gun. One of these days, statistically, one of those guns is going to go off. And then let's see how the New York Times covers it. Oh, wait, they didn't even cover the killing of Cannon Hinnant in North Carolina by his black neighbor. I wonder if they would have covered it if it had been reversed in race. Of course they would have. Video on that coming up. Nevertheless, guys, we need to have some sanity. And if you are one of those people that deems others deplorable, at least examine the evidence. At least be open to it, because it doesn't seem that my former friends on the left, I hate to say former, but it certainly feels that way at this juncture, are just not open to it. I can't even discuss politics with them. There is no convincing them, and I'm sure that many of you have the same exact feelings, circumstances in your life, and experiences. Look, guys, again, please share this video. Let's do a little bit of healing, even though it was a little bit of a rant, and subscribe and thumb this video up if you can. Peace and blessings to everybody out there.